Okay, hello everyone. Today we are making something called a hexagon flexigon. So hexagon because obviously it has 6 sides, and flexigon because it is flexible. So this is a finished one, and it's very unique because there's actually 3 surfaces, which is um, quite interesting to wrap your head around when you see how it's made. So this is one I've made, and it has one color there, and it has one color here, and one color here. So there are 3. Having troubles with that one. There, opens up like that. And once you get rolling, it's not that hard to kind of keep it going. There we go. That's a lot smoother. So this is really kind of what it looks like when you move it along. And this one's well worked in, so it flows very nicely. Okay, so let's work on this. Now, we start with an 8.5 by 14 sheet of paper, so it's the legal size, a little longer. And there's a number of ways to do this. This is probably the easiest. So what I've done is obviously I'm missing a piece because I've cut one off already. So what I've done is I've sectioned it out to 5 centimeters long, each piece right here. So I've done 5 centimeters, 5 centimeters, 5 centimeters, and there's a little bit left over because it's not even. And this is my length, so I'm going to cut this out. And I've made multiple ones because, for our classes, that's what they're going to do. They're going to take one sheet and make multiple pieces, so they can have more than one of these. And there's different ways to do this part. On this side of it, you need a 60-90-30 or 30-60-90 triangle. And so obviously this is 30-60-90. You can do that using an angled tool, or you can, what I've done here is I've just measured out 3 centimeters, and that ends up being pretty close to a 30-60-90, and for our purposes that works out actually very, very well. Okay, so I've just made this a 3 centimeter length, made a mark, and then drawn a line to the corner, and I find that works very, very well. Okay. Unless, of course, you want to do the angle measuring, you're welcome to do that. So I'm cutting one of these strips out that I've measured. Like I said, I put 4 strips on the long sheet of paper that I used, the 8.5-14 sheet. And so I'm going to actually draw this line a little thicker so it's easier to see. There we go. That's a little better, I think. Yeah, there it is. So what you're going to do, and you may want to trace it a little harder because you're going to fold that over, and if you trace it harder, it becomes a bit of a perforation. Not a perforation, but almost like a scoring line. So you want to bend it back a bit, all right? But then bend it forward. Bend it this way, okay? You want to bend it over this way. Now, this is a little confusing, this part, and I'm going to extend this line up because that is where our first fold is going to be. Okay, so it's going to be an accordion fold, and it's going to be kind of an opposite accordion fold. So this piece goes in first, and then we're going to bend it along that line. We're going to go backwards, right? And the way these work is the triangles bend back, and see how it lines up evenly like this on the bottom. Okay, and like that. So there's our first fold like this. Okay, and it's going to be an accordion fold. So the next one is going to go the opposite way. Okay, so what we did is we folded this in, right, and then we folded it along this line, right, because we want to make triangles along this line right here. And as you can see on the back, it's like that. And you can actually flip it and fold it opposite now, right? Not over. I want to fold it opposite and do the same thing. So you want to line that edge up and the bottom edge. So when you fold it it's reasonably even. It's not always going to be even, but it's going to get pretty close. All right. So you can turn it over and do that again. All right. Fold it again, and try to keep the bottom. I'm off a little bit already, so I'm going to try to straighten it back out again if I can. There we go. That's pretty good. And I'm going to turn it over again. Do it once more. So you keep doing this until you get to the end, until you can't do it anymore. All right. And we'll go here, and we'll go here. All right. And I'm actually using the bottom edge as my guide, because when I fold it, I want that edge to be as square as I can make it, or as even as I can make it. All right. And you're doing an accordion fold. All right. And there we are again. That's pretty close. And if it's off a little, that's okay. It should work out. Alright. And another one. And another one. There we go. A couple more. And if I'm going too quick, you can always stop the video and go back, as always. And another one right there. And I just got a little tiny piece left, and we'll do that one too, just because. And we'll fold it over as well. Okay. And I'm not worried about that. Now, when we open it, right, I'm going to try to do it the way that I've measured my 30, 60, 90 on this side. So I'm keeping that triangle that I first started off with, I'm keeping it on that side. We want 10 triangles, right? So we want 10 of these, not including the first one. Okay, the first one we don't include. Actually, we are going to cut that one off right now. There we go. It's gone. Okay. And now we want 10 triangles. So we want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right? And then I can cut this end off. I don't need it. I only need 10. And if you're wondering, a 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, for my purposes, for the 5 centimeter size, is too small. You'd have to make your paper a little smaller, and I think that might work. But this is a nice size to work with, actually, with kids. So I have 10 triangles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to keep it this way because I'm going to label these. So what I want to do is, on these 2 triangles, one on each end, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a dot on that one and a dot on this one, because in the end these 2 will be glued together. Okay, and I'm going to count 4 in. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to put the word fold, okay, because that's where I want to fold it. And I'm going to count 2 in here. 1, 2, and I'm going to put the word tuck, T-U-C-K. Okay, right there. So fold and tuck. 1, 2, 3, 4 in from the left is fold, and 1, 2 in from the right is tuck. Now I'm going to turn it over, and very similar, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 is where we put fold, and that's it for that side. Okay, so this is the side that I cut my initial 30, 60, 90 off, right? And I put a dot and a dot on both triangles, and I counted in 1, 2, 3, 4 triangles, and I put fold on that one, and then I counted in 1, 2, and put tuck in this one because that's going to be tucked underneath, and then I flipped it over, and I counted 1, 2, 3, 4 triangles and put the word fold there. Okay, so I'm going to do it on this side where my dots are facing up. This is where I start. And what you want to do, I'm going to recommend this, is go over all your folds and fold them backwards. All right, just try to fold them backwards and make sure they're nice and everything's nice and flexible. All right, so fold it the opposite way. Do it a couple of times, just so it moves along very, very well. All right, and this one too, go the opposite way. And this one go the opposite way as well. Okay, so now it's a little, actually it lays a little flatter too. So now this triangle is going to fold, right? And the way it's going to fold is this whole triangle will turn. Will turn like this, right? And it will fold up like that. Okay. And then the next one, where it says fold, that triangle will fold down like this, right? And then there is the tuck triangle where that one tucks underneath like this, right? And then you're going to glue these two pieces together. So let's do that once more. Okay, so we start like this with your two dots on the ends facing up, and then we have where it says fold, right? This whole triangle is folding over. Okay, from there on it's the whole thing's folding over like that. And then from this triangle that says fold, we fold it back, right? And then we tuck this underneath that one so that both dots are facing up. Okay, now we take our glue and glue together the two triangles that have the dots on them. Okay, and try to make it as even as you can. Okay, worked out very well. So now go around and just make sure that they're very flexible. Okay, so now we'll work on making this what's called the Flexagon. So now if you go around and look, every other triangle there's actually it looks like a little pocket, right? If you turn it, there's like a little pocket that opens up. So this one no, this one yes. So on every second one, right, there seems to be this little pocket. Okay, there's one, two there. And it's the same on both sides, doesn't matter. Both sides, right? There's a pocket on each spot. Okay, so what you want to do is, and I'll do it this way because it doesn't really matter. You want the pocket part to be up, like that. Okay, all the pockets are up, and the other part is like a valley. Okay, so the pocket folds up, and this part folds in. The pocket folds up, and the next one folds in, and the pocket is up, and the next one folds in. So eventually you'll have it like this, right, where you have all the pockets facing up. There's that one, right? There's that one, and there's that one. So there's three of them, right? Okay, and then you can push it in like this, and I'm going to suggest once you have it like this, fold it over a bunch of times, right? It actually makes it flex much easier. Okay, and then once you have it like this, you'll already see that it's falling open to another spot. Okay, it's already falling open to that. So there it is right there, and if you push the middle up, right, and do the same thing where you have the open flaps up, open flap up, open flap up right here, and the other parts go inside, right, and then you just pull it open a little bit, and then it opens like that. And what will end up happening is you'll have three separate faces that you can use, right? So and the trick with this too is to make sure that it's all folded very well. So as in this one right here. So this one already folds automatically like that. So there's my one flap, right? There's my one flap. There's my one flap. And they're all facing up. So when I open it, right, and I turn it a little bit, it turns. Okay, so that's what you're going to try to shoot for. Now, this is one of those times where you make it and then you color it. Make it and then do your design work. It's just much easier to do it that way. Okay. The other way you could do it is if you do this and then you do your say orange, 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 orange. Actually, no, I think I tried it both ways, and it seems that this is the best way to do it, is to create your panels after it's made. Okay. Same thing with I put some black lines on each one just to separate the triangles out so it makes it look better. You can do any kind of pattern on here you want. You can write a story on these because you do have three faces, and it's a lot of fun and very simple once you catch on to the folding part. Okay, so that is our hexagon flexagon.